Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Sean P. Diddy Combs' date for trial in sex trafficking charges has now been set by a judge. I'm going to just go ahead and tell you like this, family, before we even get into this video right here. You know, I'm driving in a car earlier and I said it to myself. I said, whoever Diddy offended, he might as well go ahead and apologize right now. And I hope this is not a case of I'm not apologizing for nothing, so you can do whatever you want to do. Because at this point, it looks like they're about to skin him alive. In other words, I don't think there's nothing Diddy can do to get out of what's coming his way. Whether he'll be dealt with fairly or not, that's a whole nother thing to be seen. And I don't think he will be dealt with fairly. I think they have a punishment waiting for him already. It's kind of like one of those cases where you guilty, whether you guilty or you not guilty. And that's what's about to go down with Diddy. It's time to bring the giant to his knees kind of situation. Now, the federal trial on Sean P. Diddy Combs is scheduled to start May 5th of 2025. A judge in New York has now declared that he'll set the deadline in this sex trafficking case against Diddy. Federal prosecutor Emily Johnson said that the government could take 3 weeks to present its case against Diddy, who is 54 years old at the moment. And of course, Diddy is still pleading not guilty. He pled not guilty last month to charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. These are serious charges, especially the sex trafficking and racketeering, and then the transportation to engage in prostitution. These charges carry a lot of years behind bars if he is convicted on even one of them. I said it before, and I'll put money on it, he's not going to get convicted on everything. But the feds never go to trial and lose everything. That means, if it's up for interpretation, it means that Diddy is going to be convicted on something. All of it, I doubt it. Something, for sure. But remember, each charge already carries a good amount of time behind bars. And he's already 54 years old. So the length of the trial, however, could change if a possible superseding indictment is filed. This is what the federal prosecutor Emily Johnson said to Judge Arun Subramanian in Manhattan. Arun Subramanian is the new judge who Diddy's trial was turned over to. And we'll talk about that at another time. Now, Mark, who is Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, he said that the defense's case could take about a week. Diddy appeared in court. He was wearing a beige shirt and pants. He appeared anxious at times in the packed courtroom, turning to his supporters in the gallery, including his mother, Jenny Small Combs, and including his children. Basically, somebody described him as, you know, he looks super anxious. He looked like he's jumping out of his skin. He looks like this ain't the place he wants to be. But I mean, who wouldn't? You know, some people who are institutionalized get locked up a lot. I think those are the only people who you go to court and they look all chilled. Most people look anxious because that's not normal conditions to be in as a human. Let alone a person like Diddy, who was snatched up out of his luxury life to be placed in confinement. Now, Diddy, of course, Grammy-winning artist and founder of Bad Boy Records, he remains in jail in Brooklyn, and he's been there since September 16th, when he was arrested after two separate judges twice denied him bail. Another bail appeal is pending. Manhattan federal prosecutor's sprawling criminal case against him is the most serious that he faces amid a winding legal saga that has launched a new wave of lawsuits accusing him of all kinds of things over the decades. A federal indictment alleges that he orchestrated and recorded coerced sex acts during gatherings that were known as freak-offs. Erica Wolf, a lawyer for Diddy, another one of his lawyers, said that he emphatically and categorically denies these false and defamatory claims, and that he sexually abused anyone. And now they've even added that minors were involved. Now remember, before there were no minors involved, and in his indictment there are no minors involved. But of course came this attorney out of Texas who claims to have like 100 cases open against Diddy. He's representing like 100 cases of the 3,000 and something people who came in and gave him statements claiming that they too got touched up by Diddy in some form or shape. And he also said that there are about 15 minors among the people who they are representing. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Somebody in my comment section said, "Oh my God, you're a Diddy sympathizer." This is not about Diddy when I say what I say. I would never, ever want to be the person who someone could just tell a lie on, and then I'm heading to prison for mad years. So it's only right for me to say what I said. And this is what I said. I said every accusation should be treated individually. And every accusation, they should demand solid proof of that accusation, or else it didn't happen. Because what's going to happen here is a lot of people are looking like, yo, there's a lot of money over there. And they come out with a class action suit and they start seizing all his wealth and auctioning off or selling off all his wealth, liquidating his assets and distributing his money. I'm sure I could get a little $50,000, $100,000 check if I say I'm a victim as well. So what you will have is people who voluntarily had some kind of dealings with Puff or Diddy in these freak-offs or whatever else. And now that these people see that money is involved, they could switch their stories and say, well, it wasn't voluntary. I was forced and coerced. You know, throw them up under the bus, collect the check, and keep it moving. Or you're going to have people who absolutely have nothing to do with him, who will still fabricate a story trying to get some of the money that is involved in the situation. So it's all a very touchy kind of situation, which I hope is dealt with in the right way. Now, what I've always said is this: I don't want to be somebody who victimizes the victim, family, and I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I do know that a lot of people tell lies for whatever reasons. So I hope that if there are victims involved, I hope those victims get justice. Now, for the people who are not victims but are pretending to be for money, I hope they get whatever they have coming to them too, and that will be justice for them as well. Now, many of the lawsuits were filed in New York, where under the Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act, a person can still bring forth a sexual abuse complaint even after the statute of limitation had passed. And Diddy has settled some of these complaints against him, including last year with Cassie, or Cassandra Ventura, her real name, who accused him of all kinds of things. Cassie had accused Diddy of rape and abuse and a bunch of other stuff, you know. And of course, he denied it for a minute, and she got her payday. But then that video came out, so now people were looking at him like, what else are you lying about? Because you sure lied good enough for us to think that Cassie was actually just trying to grab some of your money. But in truth, the video tells a whole story. Now, here's the thing. because he is guilty of what he did to Cassie, as in putting hands on her and beating her, right, or hitting her, that does not say that he is guilty of every person who accuses him of what they're accusing him of. That's just the raw reality of the truth right there. But unfortunately for him, this is how a lot of people are going to judge him. Now, his attorney denied all the allegations alongside him, according to him, and said that he's going to fight with all the energy and all the might that he has and full confidence of his lawyers. That's what his attorney said last month. And I expect a long battle with a good result for Mr. Combs. A few days ago, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, said Diddy is going for bail again for the third time. And this time I think Diddy is going to get bail. So I hope everybody who's been talking shit about Diddy keep the same energy when he is out on bail. Well, today we heard that he went before the judge, and the judge actually set a date for him to go to trial. And that date says that his trial will begin May 5th of 2025. But they also said that he is to remain behind bars until May 5th of 2025. So what does that mean? This simply means that he has been struck down for bail the third time. Y'all heard me before. I'm not eating my words. I really feel like, just like how they gave Epstein bail, they could provide those conditions for Diddy as well, to where he is not a threat. You understand? They could put him under a microscope. They could put him under a camera. They could use his resources to guard him. They could have him where they want to have him. And they could give him a fair fighting chance for him to mount a defense, sit and plan with his attorneys how he's going to defend himself to come up out of this. But the name of the game is win, win, win. And if you take basketball, for example, or you take football, for example, the Giants are not going to give Miami Dolphins any leverage in a game. They're going to use every secret and every opportunity they have at every kind of whatever it is they got to use to win every game. So I'm looking at it like that. It's game time, and it's Diddy and his lawyers against the system, and the system is not about to give him an advantage, a leg up, pause, whatever you want to call it, for him to be able to fight this case and win anything. I think their goal is to put him away, and to put him away for a long time. And the reason being, if they are able to secure a guilty verdict in this trial on all counts, oops, there goes all Diddy's assets. Diddy's assets, that $900 and something million or $1 billion worth of assets, will be going to the government. That alone is an incentive for them to push, for them to, I don't know, maybe even not be fair on how they deal with him at trial. We're going to keep on watching this thing unfold, man. This is unfolding like a Netflix series that I think this needs to be turned into a Netflix series. And I also think that down the road somewhere, this will be turned into a Netflix series. I'm not talking about the little videos they got going around about the documentaries and whatnot. I'm talking about a proper movie series, something like Power, right? Something like that. I think that's what this is going to turn into, because that's what it looks like right now. I can't wait to see this go to court. I can't wait to hear some of the testimonies. I can't wait to see who takes the stand. Hell, I can't wait to see who the government subpoenas to show up. Remember, they said, right, that this is not about Diddy by himself. This is about all his friends, his associates, his business partners, his employees, past and present, all the people who facilitated this happening, who looked and saw stuff and didn't say anything, or who participated, that means they going after a whole lot of people. And I can't wait to see whose name comes up next in court and what they have to say in their defense. Let's close this video like this. We still haven't seen anybody of stature, anybody who we can say got hundreds of millions of dollars or billions that have come out to stake and put their reputation, their image, their business, their wealth on the line and say, yeah, I'm here to speak for Diddy. All this stuff that's going on, I don't know this to be Sean. This is not him. This is fabricated as far as I'm concerned. And all I'm asking for is let it all play out in court and let every accusation come with the proof. This is what I'm waiting to see. I haven't seen not one person step up to say that on his behalf. So he's pretty much out here in deep waters with sharks. And he's going to have to swim. He's going to have to fight. And he's going to have to figure out how to survive. Real talk. I'll close this video now by saying this. Said it before, I'll say it again. It seems to me like a lot of his own kind of people, there's a lot of jealousy projection going on. Jealousy projection as in, you got to remember this, right? A lot of your people that root for you and call themselves fans, these people are not really fans, and they ain't really rooting for you, right? They rooting for you because they can't find a way to stop you from being successful. But secretly, they despise you. Secretly, they want to see your downfall because they've watched you over the years, and all Diddy ever kept doing is win, 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 win. He just kept going up and up and up and up, and you got to think about it like this. A lot of black people grew up with Diddy from his age group all the way up, right? So over the years, you're watching this man get more successful, and there they are living their subnormal or normal lives, and they're not being successful at all. They're not coming into any riches. They're not, and it kind of makes you feel like, or make them feel like, they're underachievers. So when they see a person like Diddy fall, they jump in. And if they can be of any assistance of taking him down, spreading rumors on social media that they have no proof to be true, whatever part they can do to help to sink his ship, they will gladly do it. So of course, you got a lot of people out here, they don't even care about a proof for any of the accusations. They're just like, yep, he's guilty, keep his ass behind bars, lock him up and throw away the keys. I mean, would you say that about your own family members, regardless of what they're being accused of? Or would you at least say, listen, could I see some proof? Now, if you show me proof, I can't argue with you. Give him whatever time you're going to give him. But if you cannot show proof, then it's all just accusations. It's a lot of people out here right now who don't give two damns about a proof. They just want to see Diddy go down. And the sad part is, these are some people that grew up with him. These are a lot of people that watched Sean P. Diddy Combs rise from his college days all the way up to where he is today. These are some of the people who screamed as fans, and his music is nostalgic to them because it brings back an era where I just graduated high school, or I got my first job in New York, or man, it was a time to be alive in 2005, or whatever the case may be. Screaming fans have now become haters. I'm going to leave this one right here for now. Don't forget, the judge has scheduled Diddy's sex trafficking trial to start May 5th of 2025. And they've said that he will be denied bail again, and he will be sitting in jail until his trial begins. Damn. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's HOTTOPIXXTV /BrainFLoTv, and you already know, if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.